여기 와서 다 산 거라고. 안 그래요? 내 말이 틀렸어요? 다들 말 좀 해봐요.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most exasperating moments from Squid Game where one bad choice ruined everything. There are spoilers ahead for both seasons of the show. You have been warned.
영희씨 고맙습니다. 덕분에 또 기회가 생겼어요.
Number 10. Trusting Sung-woo.
너도 내 덕분에 여기까지 왔잖아. 내가 너한테 차배도 줬고 중단해교 내 작전 때문에 산 거고 밤새 같이 불침버드 서고.
Let's get the obvious out of the way first, shall we? Cho Sung-woo, played by Park Hae-soo, was conniving yet pitiful and frustrating all at the same time.
우리 팀 다 같이 움직일까?
그건 위험할 수도 있어. 아직 뭘 시킬지도 모르는데 다 같이 한 곳으로 갔다가 모두 불리해질지도 몰라.
For most of the game, there was no conscience behind his glazed-over eyes. It wasn't surprising, therefore, that he repeatedly resorted to manipulation. Just a tad disappointing is all. By misleading his allies in the honeycomb game, betraying Ali during marbles, and murdering Se-byuk, Sung-woo abandoned his chance at a clean exit.
아저씨든 나든 둘 중 한 명이 살아서 여기 나가면 서로 남은 가족 챙겨주기로.
Sure, it helped him advance to the final round, but his selfishness ultimately cost him his life.
제발 내 말 한 번만 믿고 도와줘.
Number 9. Judging a book by its cover.
한 명 더 필요하시면 제가. 우린 됐어요.
In group games, most of the players have a default principle for picking teammates. They want strong men, even when they have no idea what games they're teaming up for.
사람 넘치잖아. 안 보여? 우리 지금 딱 10명인 거.
오빠, 왜 그래?
So, naturally, women are usually at an instant disadvantage. In Season 1, Han Min-yo is constantly shunned, to the point that she doesn't even have a partner for marbles. What could have been a disqualification ends up as a blessing, as she is given a free pass to the next round. Similarly, in Season 2, Cho Hyun-ju, a trans woman, and Jung Gum-ja, an elderly lady, are looked down upon during Six Legs. Yet both end up being crucial in their team's triumph. So who's really the loser here? Number 8. Not clocking the fishy captain.
앞뒤 상하고 나도 좀 알자.
그 섬을 찾을 수 있는 단서를 찾았습니다.
그게 뭔데?
If you've watched your fair share of K content, you probably noticed that Captain Park is played by renowned, albeit disgraced actor Oh Del-soo.
지금 그 위치를 추적하는 중이에요.
내 걸로는 저기 저 섬 같은데.
Regardless of his controversies, his seniority suggests he probably did not join the cast to simply be a skipper. So it really doesn't come as a shock when he betrays Junho and his crew.
지하로 통하는 분인 것 같습니다. 거기다.
What is baffling, however, is how easily Junho trusts him and reveals the most important details of his exploration mission.
일단 그 항구로 돌아가야 되는 거 아니야? 며칠 안에 그 섬 못 찾으면 게임이고 뭐고 다 끝난다면서요.
One could argue that Park deliberately misleads him and keeps the game's authorities informed about his every move. Perhaps that's why Junho is always at the wrong place at the right time.
선장님? 거기서 지금 뭐 하시는 거예요?
For a police detective, he didn't really have that good of a hunch. Number 7. Underestimating the salesman.
야, 왜 우린 안 주냐?
아 그러게요. 아씨 나 어제 똥꿈 꿨는데.
Squid Game Season 2 is set into motion when Gi-hun manages to find the salesman with the help of 2 loan sharks turned lackeys. He is stern in warning them against dealing with the maniac on their own.
야, 손 사장 기다리다가 놓치겠다. 야, 우리끼리 덮치자.
우리끼리요?
그래, 왜 쫄리냐?
However, the cash reward makes them lose their judgment and they proceed to apprehend him. What ensues is a shamefully easy 2-to-1 fight, which ends with Gi-hun's men playing rock, paper, scissors -1 to the death in the salesman's lair.
이제부터 게임을 하겠습니다. 여러분들이 하실 게임은 가위, 바위보, 하나 빼기입니다. 아시죠?
The children's game is combined with Russian roulette. leaving one off and another shaking in his invisible boots. Well, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions.
그럼 이제 확률을 뒤집어 볼까요? 살 확률이 6분의 1. 죽을 확률은 6분의 5.
Number 6. Jung-bae not exposing number 1.
근데 영일 씨, 난 좀 무서워.
뭐가요?
One of the biggest jaw-dropping plot twists in season 2 of Squid Game is when the frontman is revealed to be player 1. It elevates the suspense of the show while also harkening back to Oh Il-nam from season 1. Now, we do understand that the whole season builds up to a will he won't he. However, it was undoubtedly a careless decision for Jung-bae to not tell his teammates that the man snapped a fellow contestant's neck in cold blood during the mingle game.
나 우리가 먼저 들어왔어.
This would have certainly raised a red flag, at least for Gi-hun, who strongly opposed bloodshed outside the games.
마지막 게임 때 방에서 사람
Jung-bae tries to reveal this information a couple of times, but always decides against it or is interrupted.
아까 그 정배우님 또 이상한 소리 해가지고.
일단
Number 5. Dae-ho abandoning the riot. In the final episode of Squid Game Season 2, Gi-hun and friends stage a coup against the soldiers to end the game for good. However, there are too many variables for it to go smoothly. One of them is Dae-ho, an ex-Marine.
2대 독자를 해병대를 보냈어. 그렇게 귀환하더라.
좀 남자다워지라고 아버지가.
As loud and imposing as he appears, Dae-ho, whose name he says means big tiger, is possibly traumatized from his experience in the military. So, when he's sent back to the player's room for ammo, he chooses to quit the mission and hides in a corner, terrified of the battle raging outside. The move proves detrimental to the uprising, as Hyun-ju is forced to return to base to do his job for him. Number 4. Noel joining the guards. As badass as she looks in the pink uniform, North Korean defector Noel digs her own grave by joining the soldiers.
참가를 원하시는 분은 이름과 생년월일을 말씀해 주세요.
1994년 6월 25일. 강노을.
확인되었습니다.
She may be the perfect killing machine, but doesn't derive sadistic pleasure from it. When she sees player 246 during red light, green light, she's unnerved by the thought of potentially having to shoot him, knowing his daughter is sick. Meanwhile, she's also getting on the officer's bad side by ensuring the eliminated players are actually dead to try and end their suffering.
우리가 처음 만난 지 얼마나 됐지?
잘 기억이 나지 않습니다.
On top of that, the officer seems to know about her dangerous past in North Korea. Essentially, she's trapped and might have it worse than the players. That's why you read the job description carefully, everyone.
그럼 시키는 대로 해.
하고 싶지 않습니다.
Number 3. Junho hiding Inho's identity.
내 형은 이제 우리랑 인연을 끊으려나 보다. 이렇게 몇 년 동안 소식도 없는 걸 보면.
Deep breaths for this one now. Let's remember what a dreamboat Junho is and forgive him for one of the gravest blunders in the show. Early in season 2, Gi-hun asks Junho if he had seen the frontman's face while undercover as a guard. Unsurprisingly, he says no.
아니, 얼굴은 몰라. 검은 가면 쓰고 있었어.
At this point, Gi-hun, quite logically, assures him that killing the frontman is not his solution to ending the game. Still, Junho insists that he doesn't know who the frontman is. What's vexing is if he had just shown him Inho's face and explained his situation, maybe Gi-hun could even get him out. Clearly, Big Bro is fighting his own demons. Instead, Junho opts for a pointless detour that helps no one. Number 2. Gi-hun's plan. Gi-hun's attempt at overthrowing the guards was the first chink in the game's armor. For that, he deserves his kudos.
내일 현장에선 조심해야 합니다.
놈들을 먼저 낌새라 알아채면 일이 다 틀어질 수 있습니다.
Still, he could have come up with a better plan considering he had 3 years to work on it. Despite the resources at his disposal, all Gi-hun had for a ploy was a GPS and a dental implant.
찾았어. 저기.
Moreover, his very strategy to change the game from the inside appears rather flawed. He wasn't the savior he thought he'd be. Rather, in the age of influencers and conspiracy theories, social media, if not the police, could have brought more attention to the murderous island.
왜 그래? 뭐하냐? 오! 너 임플란트 빠졌어?
Mysterious disappearances, battles royale, bringing down the bourgeoisie, the internet hive mind would go ham. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. One More Game.
혹시 알아? 거기서 내가 1등을 했지.
A recurring theme in Squid Game is that of gambling one's life away. The hope of winning big is what keeps the players coming back for just one more game. What they don't realize is that the game has always been rigged. In Season 1, the contestants manage to quit but are drawn back in for another round. In Season 2, they get to vote after each game but still can't leave. The chaos inside is somehow more consistent and ordered than the horrors haunting them outside. Yet it is undeniable that every time they choose to stay, they are making the worst decision of their lives.
사람들이 그렇게 죽어나가는 꼴을 보고도 이걸 또 하겠다고? 정말 다음 판에 안 죽을 자신 있어?
The same goes for Gi-hun, who picks one more game over his daughter, regardless of his noble intentions. Which Squid Game moment had you pulling your hair out? Feel free to vent in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.